So here we go then, live from Sepang, round 2 of the OGL SimRacing Formula Championship. Just starting the warm-up lap, so let's go through the grid. We have Florian in the Ferrari taking his second pole position of the season, with Alex Cooper 2 poles, 2 P2s in a row for him. Martin O'Connor in Ferrari in P3, so that's improved from his 5th in Australia. Daniel Lovett P4, so that's 2 Red Bulls and 2 Ferraris taking up the front 2 rows. Matt Varley in the Caterham P5. Tom is in P6, his teammate. Simon Crane P7 in the Williams. Arjan P8 in the Mercedes. Max Kane, former co-commentator, now P9 in the Lotus, with Glenn Guest P10 in the McLaren. Rob P11 in the other Williams. Rondolph P12 in the Force India, with Volanu P13. Can is P14 in the Mercedes, with Joe P15. Lee Miller P16 in the McLaren. As we have spinners at the back only on the warm-up lap, is Miles Dixon in the Lotus. Dan Ribbons and Loz Ribbons 18th and 19th, and then we've got, oh that's it, 19 cars for this race, so let's watch the cars as they come to the end of this lap. I don't think they are going to overcook the tyres too much, as the track temperature is quite hot already, but as we come to the end of the lap, well, they're proving me wrong already. So we saw in Australia the Ferraris got off the line extremely well. Let's see if they do the same again here in Sepang. I noticed last season the Ferraris of Florian and Dave did have demon starts as well then, so carrying that on from last season to this one as we come to the end of the lap now. Florian giving those tyres a lot of stick. Maybe not want to overcook them too much, Florian. We've got a long race to do, mate. And now Florian looks slightly ahead of his box there. Nope. So everyone now coming into position at the end of the warm-up lap. Watch and see for the start of the Malaysian Grand Prix. So here we go then. I can't actually see the lights, so I'm not going to commentate as I can. Here we go, we've got all 4, look but never stare. And we're away in Sepang. Great start from Florian again, as expected. Daniel Lovett, even better start in Florian's slipstream as we come down to turn 1. And does he have a dive down the inside? No, he decides better of it, as Florian leads the pack just into turn 1 from Daniel Lovett. Alex Cooper in P3 with Matt Varley P4, as we all got through turn 1 nicely. Yes, we have. Martin O'Connor's had a dreadful start from P3 all the way down to P7, now trying to find his way back through the pack as he gets into P6 just in front of the Williams of Simon Crane. Having a quick look down the field before we go back to the leaders, we've got a smoking engine from Rondolph as in P10. I think he was the ones that blew early in Australia, so engine problems for that Force India. Miles Dixon is in P11, great start from him, as the McLaren of Glenn gets very close. Oh, 3 wide coming down towards the airpin. Glenn backs out of one part. Rob in P14. Oh, they've touched. Oh, there's a big crash. We've lost 3 front wings. There's a McLaren spun in there. We've got Glenn with a broken wing. We've got Joe Moore, he's broke his wing. Loz has just made it through. Here's Lee Miller. Lee's fine, he's just picked his way through the pack. There's Rob now coming to the end of the lap. Oh, they're still fighting. There's no wings, you don't need to fight now. Can is through as well. I think my time is a bit mixed up here. So crazy start in the midfield for the mid pack as we come to the end of lap 1, and it's still Florian here with an 8/10 of a second lead over Daniel Lovett in the Red Bull. Alex Cooper in P3. Daniel Lovett's been concentrating more on long runs this week. He didn't for Australia, so he's more confident about this race. Matt Varley P4. Martin O'Connor P5, Arjan P6, Simon P7, Bond P8, that's Kane P9. Coco Mateo in the point, so his decision to start in this race was a good one. And Rondolph in P10 in the Force India. I'll just do the top 10 for now as we got the safety car out on track. There's a tidy start from everyone until we got to the mid-pack, where they all just decided to get together in the hairpin. I think we've got a few pitting now for some front wings on Daniel Lovett. Yeah, the safety car is in this lap as Florian continues to weave his time, so let's watch for the restart now. So lap 3, sorry, we're going to get the go again. That pack is tight in the midfield and there's a car off as he was weaving his tyres. The safety car's in, so now Florian can go when he likes, and he's decided to go now as Daniel Lovett was still warming up his tyres, so good start there from Florian already. Daniel Lovett coming through the last turn now, so Florian's going to have a second lead already. He just caught 2 second lead, he just caught everyone napping as Matt Varley is all over Alex Cooper and he's already through. So yeah, Florian caught everyone napping there. Matt Varley takes a big chunk of that because Daniel held up his 6 Alex, and now Alex is sitting in P4 with Arjan losing up on him. Look quickly down the grid, Martin O'Connor P6, he's made up 1 place from his poor start. Miles P7, Rondolph in P8, so he's already made up 2 places from the spin he had earlier under the safety car. Let's just have a quick look down the pack and make sure we haven't had any more incidents. Glenn Guess is already back to P14, which is good because he's done the early pit stop. And in last place, Lee Miller in P17. So it looks like we've got everyone going now. And Florian is just, well, he's stretched out a massive lead already. He had a 2-second lead at the start, and now coming towards the end of the lap, it's 1.8. Well, that's Daniel to Matt Varley, excuse me. So we'll watch across the line in a second. And we've got Alex Cooper now closed up that gap to Matt Varley. Let's go on board with Alex as we come to the end of the lap. RS disabled, remember, until we got 3 laps into the race. We've had a safety car, so maybe it'll be another lap or so. Alex gets a tighter line on exit, comes down the pit straight now, collecting speed from Matt Varley. As we come down to turn 1, Alex Varley inside of Matt Varley. Oh, and Matt Varley picks a lot later, holding the outside line. Little love there from 2 cars, but all fair so far. Alex Cooper gets a tighter line on the exit again and goes for the drive down towards turn 3. Matt Varley defends the inside. Alex stays towards, well, that was half and half move there from Varley. Is a defend and stay on the line. I don't know how that stands on the rules, but for now he stays ahead of Alex Cooper, with Arjan now dropping back from the leading group and Martin O'Connor closing up on him, so hopefully he can quickly recover his race, as Alex now coming down towards turn 10. I thought he had a run there, but he backed out of it, so I don't think it's going to be too long before we see Alex past Matt Varley, especially when we get DRS opened. So, 52 laps remaining. As not as crazy as Australia, but we have got a quite hectic start in the midfield. Alex dives down the inside of Matt Varley, and Varley holds it around the outside. That's great moving, great defending. Moves right to the racing line to the defender's position. He can't move anymore, else that would be 2 moves. Alex comes down the inside and it's very tight, but Varley still holds it around the outside, as just behind Martin O'Connor has passed Arjan for P5. Now here we go down towards turn 1. The outside line last lap was the favourite. Look up from Alex as he goes extremely wide, trying to take the in line for the next turn, as Arjan now fights back with Martin O'Connor. yeah, Martin O'Connor, and he's got a good exit actually coming down towards turn 3. Arjan defends very aggressively as now Martin just tucks it in behind with Volanu in P7. So, a great battle up front brewing with Los Ribbons now up in P11. That's driving. He was right at the back at the restart. Lee Miller 13th, Rob 14th. I think I've missed some incidents. Yeah, Max Kane, he was up in 9th a minute ago, so I've missed some of the action. Glenn Guest P17, it looks like he's pitted it again. But at the moment, Florian is doing exactly what he did in Australia and taking advantage after mishaps behind, and already got a 5-second lead over Daniel Lovett in the Red Bull. So coming into the slow right-hander now, Matt Varley with Alex Cooper yet again all over his gearbox as we come down the straight. I think DRS should be open now for the main straight, so Alex should hold station. Yeah, he does, and waits for the DRS. And there we go, there's the DRS activation point on the straight. We go with Florian Gear leading with 5.5 seconds lead. DRS not really active. Well, he is starting to close now, but not that effective here. So Matt Varley could hold on to that place longer than he expected to. Going into turn 2 now. And we've got Martin O'Connor back in front of ours again. And he used DRS and well, look at that, I was already in front by the time we got to the main straight. I know that Arjun of course attacking because he was already passed, and Martin O'Connor defended that. With Alan Cooper now fighting for the last podium position as we move towards the right-hander. Excuse me. But now coming again towards the end of the lap, I expect Alex again to place on that for the DRS, but it wasn't that effective last lap. Maybe he will actually go for it. And now it's quieted down a bit, Matt. There's quite a mad start in the midfield.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had to deploy the safety car, and then there was an accident on the safety car. Don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, well, we caught the end of it with Dan Ribbons, I think. Oh, a big look up from Alex as he dives down the inside of Matt Varley and keeps it on the outside. Can Matt get a good exit here? Or yeah, he manages to hold it. So good overtake from Alex. Wheels locked up everywhere. Yeah, we did manage to catch the end-ish with a wheel missing on one of the mergers.
Varley,
and Varley down the inside. Bit of a cheeky dive there, and they managed to survive. But those Ferraris have got demon starts.
Yeah, anyway, back to the incident. Joe Moore, and it was an incident between Joe Moore and Los Ribbons. I didn't quite see it because of there was a bit of an issue because I was at the safety car, but yeah, I just think just a few people were spinning due to cold tyres. They're not used to the mod yet,
Right.
And I think it was just a bit of an incident at the end. So that's the end of their races, but hopefully they're still positive and ready for Bahrain in 2 weeks.
Right, so the next battle brewing on track is for P7. We've got Volanu and Tom closing up to each other as the front leaders, the front runners, go into the final turn. There's still a bit of a gap there, so we'll have a look through the rest of the pack. Cannon P9, Simon Crane P10, Dan Ribbons up in P11. I think he's the one without the wheel.
And without a wheel, did you say?
The crash under the safety car, was it Dan or Loz?
It was Los Ribbons.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Dan's still running.
Yep, great move and nice tidy on the apex. A good move there from Rob. A little bit wide, but I think he's just covering himself for turn 2. Yeah, he is. So good move there from Rob using the DRS to good effect, and that pushes Dan Ribbons down to P13. Lee Miller in P14, hopefully closing on this gap. And Max Kane P16, not having a good race for my former co-commentator.
I don't know if you noticed before, but the Fleming was given a drive-through penalty for overtaking under the safety car, so that is why he's down in P15.
Oh, right, okay. It was a bit of a manic midfield under the safety car then. I don't know if you noticed in your mirrors.
No, I just saw saw Florian and Alex and Dan. That's all I saw.
Right. So yeah, Alex Cooper very rapidly now catching his teammate as he looks up big time going into the last turn. Pushing very hard is Alex Cooper. Very eager to win his first World Championship here at OGL as he starts lap 11, closing his teammate. He's only now 2 seconds behind Daniel. With Martin O'Connor is actually catching Matt Varley now. I think around half a second a lap according to the last lap. So that's another battle we've got brewing. We'll see what happens in this battle. So Alex Cooper, desperate to win a race this season and keep on track with Florian into turn 3, 1.4 seconds now behind his teammate. What was the last lap times map with the top 6, you know?
Well, I'd say Florian did a 1:36.6. Dan Lovett in P2 it did a 1:37.6. That was almost a second off Florian then. Alex Cooper did a 1:37.6 as well, so he's lapping a second slower than Florian. Matt Varley did a 37.4, so he's lapping quicker at the minute. I'm not sure if it's Alex being stuck behind Dan, or as a fact that both Red Bulls are being slow at this stage in the race, because Alex doesn't seem to be catching Dan that well.
Right.
Just to run down a few more people. Martin O'Connor did a 37.5. Arjan Zilchard running very well in 6th, did a 38.3, so it doesn't look like he'll be able to challenge. I'll just do Tommy Hagen, who's still clinging on just about. He is doing a 38.4 his previous lap. So,
Tommy Hagen's got Molyneux in the Toro Rosso all over his gearbox now, and he should get DRS now coming out of the last corner, so let's stay on board as he's dropped back a bit on this straight. Oh, Daniel Lovett must have made a mistake now, because Alex Cooper, right, he's going for it.
And Alex Cooper just did the fastest lap of the race as well, I believe.
No, it even seems pretty tidy up to that point, so Alex just must have been blisteringly quick to the end of that lap, and like you said, he did the fastest lap, so Alex Cooper now up into P2, and can he start pegging the gap to Florian?
He was 5/10 quicker on the previous lap. Sorry to interrupt you, just letting you know, he was 5/10 quicker than Florian on the previous lap. Don't know if that was aid of DRS or slipstream and stuff, but we'll have a look on the next lap, see what the two are doing. It's fine for me, so it might be you.
So yeah, the Mercedes was ahead going into the last time. I don't know if it was clear on the actual stream, but then yeah, the Mercedes was DRS-less, if that's the right word, going down towards turn 1. So he does manage to hold the place anyway, and Simon is the last of the point scoring places in P10. Teammate Rob now up to P11, rescuing something here. Lee Miller up to P12, which is good for him. He's aiming for another points place. Dan Ribbons P13 closing up on Lee Miller. Glenn Guest already up to P14 after the bad start. He lost a front wing in the safety car melee. Miles Dixon looking down the inside of Glenn just pops out of view. We've got Florian now already lapping Glenn, Guest and Miles. Oh, he spins in front of Florian, just gets out of the way. Alex still looking up. Alex got 2 back markers battling in front of him here, so hopefully this doesn't cost him more time.
Oh, he's not going to be happy with that.
The Lotus is pretty loose as well.
Nah, he gets out his way.
Leaning back in like more. I don't know if the Lotus has got damage, but Alex gets past the Lotus and he's now catching up with the Force India. Have a look. Don't cross the white line. Yeah, he's got a clear track, so he can now push on the fresh tyres. And hopefully for him he'll be able to make up some time. Alex Cooper still behind the Force India as I cut back a lap later. Probably costing him a lot of time. He was 10.3 behind Florian. Nothing's happened to him.
He lost his front wing before the final corner, I think.
Oh, was it? Alright, okay. Well, I won't watch that now then, because I haven't got that part.
I will have to rewind back to see if there is a wing on the track. Please bear with me.
Martin O'Connor in the pits, and another driver deciding to stay on those medium tyres as he exits the pit now in front of the Lotus. It might be with the Lotus, Matt. They both pitted together, and they're both exiting the pit together, fighting. Oh, Martin squeezes him on the grass. Yeah, those two are getting pretty hot-headed together there, Matt, so it might be them too. As Can in the Mercedes gets in front of them both. Oh, the Lotus is a back marker actually. I don't know what he's doing, trying to race Florian out the pit lane.
The track is clear, track is clear. Oh, there's a spinner in front of a Toro Rosso, I didn't see that. It's a shame for Miles because he was starting to look quick at the end of last season, but he's just dropped off the pace. I have no idea what's happening with both Lotuses.
Yeah.
Max Kane is way down in 16th, and I'll say Mars is now out of the race. So it's a very poor showing from both the Lotus boys.
So Alex Cooper now, despite all the traffic problems he's had the last couple of laps, is 9.5 behind Florian. So he's closed a second in the last few laps alone. And that wheel rolled across in front of Alex then. I don't know if you caught that, Matt.
I did not catch that, and I was on board with Alex. But both Ferrari and Red Bull are out in the pit lane when the clouds are getting darker.
In comes Florian, you're right, yeah. So he's going to pit now. Surely they'll probably stay on the softer of the tyre if the clouds are coming in and not risk going on them hards. Florian stays on the same tyre, 2.9, so the fastest pit stop of the race so far. Alex continues and now takes the lead of the Malaysian Grand Prix in the Red Bull. Florian exits the pits right behind the McLaren that just did a little weave in front of him there, just to let him know he was coming alongside. Well, we had this on Australia and Alex carried on. Alex is going to pit,
He's pulling it safe this time. He's not going to do a repeat of Australia, I don't think.
See which tyres Alex switches over to, and like going on board with Alex in the pit lane, it is very cloudy on board now, so if the clouds are that heavy I can't see it lasting too long dry.
Oh, it's raining!
Is it actually raining?
Yeah, it's raining already!
Oh.
That mistake got Alex.
You got a feel for the lad, like he did the same in Australia, and like, oh look how wet it is, turn 1, they got spray coming off the cars already.
It's been raining really heavy. Well, we know in Malaysia when it rains it pours down.
Yeah, and just as the rain comes down, Daniel Lovett pops in the 36.4, the fastest lap of the race. Alex Cooper struggling out of turn 2, it looked like a little bit of a wobble.
Yeah, his fresh tyres are bad. Has it stopped raining already? Was it just a quick sprinkle? I can't see rain at the minute. I don't know if you can see on the cameras there, Dave.
I can't see that much at all, to be honest. We've got Simon Crane now under pressure from Arjan, who's got DRS going into turn 1 but doesn't bother making a move just yet. This is the wettest part of the track here, so let's see if they hold place. Yeah, they get pretty good exit. Yeah, it's not as wet as before. The spray even. As the Mercedes of Arjan now coming towards turn 3, trying to go around the outside, and he makes it stick. So yes. Arjan ran the outside of Simon Crane in the Williams, going up into P6.
Definitely raining now. Definitely rain dripping down on the track. It's going to be interesting to see what people do now, because people have already pitted at disadvantage of people that haven't pitted.
And it's funny to see as this falls, both Mercedes drivers are falling quite a lot on pace. Like we've got
Matt Varley's all over the back of Dan Lovett, but the Caterham pit crew is out. Are they going to be for Varley? No, they are not.
Nope. Didn't see who would have got the DRS just then, but yeah, coming down the pit straight, Daniel Lovett gets a run on Matt Varley. Matt Varley squeezes him a little, but Daniel Lovett's still on the racing line. He should have better grip, but Matt Varley late on the brakes.
Cheeky little defence there from Varley, I love that, that was good.
So that extra lap on the old tyres for Alex cost him 5 seconds.
So he's now 15 seconds behind Florian.
Yeah.
I think due to the cold of the track, I'll see what the track temperature is now. It's dropped to, it's still 37, but the ambient temperature's dropped to 26.
Right.
So the track temperature's going to come down, especially now it's starting to rain pretty hard.
Yeah, Matt Varley's pulling away pretty quick from Daniel. With Toro Rosso now. Oh, we've got a nice battle with Martin O'Connor still, and Arjan going through turn 2. Out of turn 2, Martin's giving a bit of a squeeze, but Arjan is through in the Mercedes. I think Martin O'Connor should have a better drive going in towards turn 3 in the Ferrari. Looks down the inside, but Arjan keeps hold of that. and stays in front of Martin O'Connor just for now. We got Tommy in P8, Can falling back in P9. As the rain come down, these cars are getting a bit slower. The Mercedes, I don't know what tyre temperatures they're running. Florian gets a fastest lap.
Sorry to interrupt you there. I know it's in P5. I don't know if he's pitted or not what, but he's doing very well there. I think he has pitted because he's quite a way back, but P5 there for I know it's very good.
Yeah.
As is now ahead of Matt Varley, so I keep interrupting you.
No, you're fine, you're fine. We need a doorbell or something to let us know we're going to talk. Oh, the first car in. Is this the first car for wet tyres? Yes, Glenn Guest is on the intermediate tyres.
So is Simon Crane. Simon Crane has, I think, been up for a lap or so. Let's just flick through just to see there. Yep, Simon Crane is on the wet. So is Dan Ribbons and Glenn Guest now. So he wasn't the first person, Dave.
I'm going to be quiet. So Florian now then, lap 23, 15.8 second lead over Alex Cooper. Florian did make a mistake in Australia when the rain came. He waited too long to pit and spun. So we'll see if he plays the safe game here. Alex was actually quicker in sector 1. Florian now coming up to the second to last corner with a Williams in front of him. Let's see if Alex Cooper's closed in sector 2. It was 15.1. There's a big gap to close. Even Florian probably need a bit of a safety car or something to spice it up a bit, but as it stands, oh, the Williams, as he gets lapped, knocks over one of the cones. Across the line, it's now 16 seconds back to Alex Cooper. Let's see if he's all on his own, so I think it's just the wet conditions affecting the Red Bull driver at the moment.
There has just been a message from race control saying that the rain is expected to continue for the next 30 minutes.
Right.
So we're going to see a lot of wet action, I think, in this race.
16.3 now, Alex Cooper behind Florian. So Florian is still pulling away as the conditions get wet. We've got Matt Varley now 29, so that's about 11 seconds, a bit more than that, behind Alex Cooper. Daniel Lovett still holding on to Matt Varley. There's not all over yet for that final podium position. As we go into turn 2, we've got Toro Rosso. Great drive from Molyneux in P5. I think he's actually switched tyres. Oh yeah. I'm sure I saw him in the pits a second ago.
Yeah,
Martin O'Connor and Arjan Matt still battling it out, and Martin O'Connor is pitting now. But he nearly loses it in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's definitely time for wet tyres, I think, now. I think the front runners need to come in quickly. We've faced it. Oh, Tommy Hagen spun it in the pit lane. Just coming into the pit lane. Embarrassing, don't show that for him.
Tommy Hagen, let's have a look. Yeah. Replay on board. Rub it in as much as we can. In the pit lane, yep. And just where Martin O'Connor saved it, Tommy loses it.
Yeah,
but he didn't break nothing, so he should be
puts
alright.
a wheel on the grass there and loses it.
So that's Martin O'Connor and Tommy in for inters. Can is also in the pits now in the Mercedes for intermediates. Rob Loy now coming in as well in P11.
The big question is, should they have gone to intermediates or wait a lap and gone to full wets? Because it is supposed to rain for the next 30 minutes, and it is raining heavily now, very, very heavily.
Simon Crane jumps up in P6 in front of P5 now in front of Martin O'Connor, just by pitting 2 laps earlier on them inters. Great move there from the Williams team to get Simon on them tyres. As we got a nice battle now with Tommy Hagen, Molyneux and that was a back marker, and Arjan still wobbling around even though he's on wets. Cannon P10, Dan Ribbons still P11, Rob P12, Rundorf P13, Glengas P14 with a front wing on mine. God knows what's going on. Alex Cooper now 19 seconds behind Florian.
Obviously the Red Bull setup does not favour wet.
No.
Forecast has been wet for like a week and a half now, so you'd be a fool if you're on a pure dry setup.
So yeah, Glenn without the front wing has now been passed by his teammate Lee Miller. Max Kane now on them wets in P16. As we go back to Florian. Very lonely race from Florian, so we'll just cut to the action now. what's happening with the Dan Lovett-Varley situation. Dan is actually catching back up, so this is going to be good to watch. But it's odd to see if Daniel's fast in the wet and Alex is not, so that Daniel might have gone a different way with the setup.
Oh, Fleming runned off his quit, so is that a rage quit or did he have an incident? If you look back at the replay and have a look, can you just continue?
What position was that?
I have no idea.
Oh. Have a quick look through the pack.
Yeah, he pulled into the pits and quit.
Just got to him now, just rewind a bit and see what's happening. A while ago.
Maybe he's just not a fan of wet weather.
Yeah, replay's taken a while, yeah, so maybe just didn't have the right setup and the wet was too hard to drive in. As Florian now into turn 1, gets past the Lotus and coming up to a McLaren to be lapped. Alex is only now coming out of turn the last turn as Florian was going into turn 2 with a 19.7 second gap to close up still. Matt Varley with an ever closing Daniel Lovett still closing up. This rain's looking pretty heavy now, Matt.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting much heavier than it is now. Whoa. I think they're pretty much 100%, I'm not sure. Let me just quickly check.
Martin O'Connor still snaking around in that Ferrari as he come out the hairpin, but still with a good gap. He's past Simon now. Oh, look at this battle coming out of the hairpin. We've got Volinu. Oh, we've got a spinner. Who was that? That was Arjan just getting on the power too early, and Tommy as well losing it mid-corner as he closes up on Volinu trying to get through. Let's go on board and see how the visibility is on these cars, and not much at all, to be honest.
Glenn Guest is tired as well.
Oh, how he has. That's a shame because he had a great race in Australia, so hopefully we can get a word with him later on.
I think he went out on the medium tyres. Hang on, let me just have a look at this.
Well, Matt's looking at that. We've got Volinu in P7, Tommy in P8, and Arjan P9. Oh, we've got a spinning can in P10. Spinning can, that didn't sound right, but there he goes. He's spinning, he's back on track now, keeping the position. Rob in P11. Dan Ribbons P12, so he's lost 2 places. Lee Miller up to P13 now. Max Kane P14. And yeah, Glenn Guest out of the race now in P15. So across the line again goes Florian. 28 laps gone, 28 to go. Midway through the race, and he's got a... let's just wait for Alex across the line. It was 19.7 on the last. Oh, Alex nearly loses it out the last corner. It's very wet, Matt, in the back part of the circuit.
Yeah, I think it's time for 4 wets now. Everyone's creeping around on intermediates. Oh, I just saw Dan sliding. Yeah, everyone's creeping around intermediates. I think it's time for 4 wets now.
Yeah, so Alex is closing though. I should say that on Florian. It's Daniel Lovett now, only 8 tenths behind Matt Varley. I was going to say he gets DRS, but it's a wet one, so he won't. Looks down the inside just to get visibility. Oh, Daniel Lovett's in. Is he switching to the full west? If he does, this is a big call and probably, in my eyes, the right one. Judging by, oh, he's locking up, trying to slow the car down. Don't overshoot your pit box this time, Dan. Oh, he's locked up again. Oh, he's reversing again. Both times Daniel Lovett has overshot his pit box. He's gone for the full wets though. If this is the right call, that won't affect him. He still should get a jump on Matt Varley, as Matt Varley is actually passing traffic as well, so this might be a great call. Oh, don't cross the white line under power.
That was close.
Matt Varley's only just into turn 4 as Daniel Lovett came out the pit, so could be a good call from Daniel. Looks good grip coming
Alex
out.
Cooper's lost it, he's in the gravel.
Alex Cooper, yep, he's off. Luckily keeping the car going. Time for 4 wets on Alex's car, he thinks, and Florian's in as well. Now coming down to the pit limiter line. Can he slow the car down? Yeah, shoving the wheel around, make sure it's biting. And Florian stops now, and yep, he is on the full west. Let's look at Alex Cooper coming into the final turn. Does he pit, or does he think it's going to dry out? And yes, he pits. Now, I want to see Daniel Lovett, because he made the pit stop a lap earlier. and this is going to be the biggest call because he should get the last podium if this call pulls off. Alex Cooper now 26 seconds now behind Florian. There's a dreadful start, Matt. I know you couldn't see it properly, but he had a good getaway, but the gear ratio was he just dropped down the field. He was P7 by turn 2.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought he'd have the same setup on as Florian, so it's odd.
I think they've got the same setup, but Martin likes the different ratios for the mid-sector, that's what I've heard.
Alright.
So he might have changed a few gears just to help him through that. Looking down the field, Dan Ribbon's still 11th, but he is closing a bit on Can in the Mercedes, so we might have a battle brewing. Oh, Rob's off. Same place Alex came off, if I'm not wrong. Manages to keep it going, and yep, he's still going now. Lee Miller 13th, Max in last in P14. So Alex now still 25.9, so on a clear lap for both of them, but it looks like it was similar pace. Daniel Lovett is looks like he's just fading away from Matt Barley now. 4 seconds is the gap.
Oh, iron went off, and now Simon Crane's closing in on him. Oh, that was a massive spin for
Volinu's off as well on P5, and he can't recover it. The grass is so wet, he keeps spinning back round.
Better the throttle. Oh, there you go. He's back on.
He's on. Where did he get?
2 positions there.
Yeah. So Simon is still having a solid race, now up to P5 in the Williams. Martin O'Connor P6 and Volinu P7, losing it in the wet conditions. Arjan P8, Tommy P9 and Can P10. Let's look back at Matt Varley and Daniel Lovett to see if this battle is getting any closer.
Oh, Alex has gone off.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Again.
Is it still getting wet? I
think it is, you know.
Yeah, like a load of people are making mistakes in the last couple of laps. Matt Varley 3, Daniel Lovett is. They got similar pace, but when Daniel hooks up, he's closing the gap a bit. So if he can just calm himself, he should be alright. The biggest battle now is Martin O'Connor. It's closed right up on Simon now. 1.6 seconds is the gap as he goes out of turn 2. Loads of cars are wobbling around now, so I think it might be a bit wetter even if they're on full wets. There's Volinu in P7. Oh, Tommy's off at the last turn. I think he just caught the curb. We might be able to watch that. Let's go on board with him. We're going into the last turn. He broke late to start with, just keeps it on. And then under acceleration, loses it. Oh, that was a weird one.
Alex went off, but he managed to close in on Florian in that lap, so Florian must be struggling as well.
Well, if that's the case, Alex might want to use the grass a few more times. Oh, Volinu, look at that! Catches the grass with his front left and flies off towards the wall. He manages to keep it out of the tyre barrier, bounces his way back on. Martin O'Connor, these cars are snaking around now. I don't know what is going to happen with the tyre core if the full wets are wearing out or getting too hot, because the track temperature map was hot a minute ago. There's a Lotus off in front of Simon.
The only Lotus left in the race, which is Max Payne. The track temperature is 28 degrees, so it's still not that cold. There still should be heat in a tyre.
Max is spinning. Sorry, Matt. Max spun trying to recover it. I won't go on board with him because I don't want to annoy him. Volinu now coming into that corner where Max spun. His grip looks alright-ish now. Arjan is still wobbling around a bit. Tommy as well. Oh! Yeah. That was a half-hearted spin. If you're going to spin, make it a good one, eh? Can in P10. Dan Ribbons is closing him a lot now in P11, so he might get a point from Mauritius. Rob in P12. Lee Miller P13 still as he goes into the last corner. I wonder if someone tried fresh wets, it might help him out a bit, because there's not much grip by the looks of it out there at the minute.
I can't imagine these wet tyres have worn that much. It's been that wet out there. It must have just been, I can tell they've probably been protected, so they're probably one more pit stop and that might be it for these guys. If it stays wet, that is.
So Florian still on his lonesome, with Alex Cooper having a quiet race in P2. Matt Varley P3, Daniel Lovett drifting back even more now in P4. So that looks like it's settled unless Matt Varley makes a mistake. Martin O'Connor in front of Simon in P5. So while all those spinners were going on, we missed an overtake. Oh no, Martin's off again, running wide. Martin makes another mistake in this race. Jumps on the track just in front of Simon. They avoid each other. Oh, spinning again. It must be soaking out there. It's like a bathtub.
Yeah, I think it's full wetness now. I don't think they'll get any wetter than this.
We're going to test the skills of the OGL drivers, that's for sure. I think this is the first season we've got this weather.
This is the wettest it's ever been in any of our races.
Yeah. Volinu on his own. So Dan Ribbon's up to P8. Got a big lead now over Arjan in P9. So Mauritia do look okay for points as it stands. But that Mercedes has been making... Oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's letting Dan through. Going into the flat left-hander. I doubt it's flat now. But Arjan's wide again on the Astro. He didn't spin this time. But he's got his teammate. Oh, Arjan is off again. I'm going to get the replay of that.
I think as they're all getting too cocky under braking, I'm just going to need to be careful, guys.
Yeah.
These cars are not undrivable in this condition. You just need to be careful. Avoid any curbs of grass and paint and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what Arjan did. Just locking up and touching the white lines again. I think the few drivers just need to put the brake balance towards the rear and stop them locking up and going straight a bit as well. Tommy, was it, who was fighting? Yeah, he's closed up to the Mercedes now as well. Go back to Florian, going into the final turn. That does look wet. Oh, a bit of a twitch, but he does look alright. He isn't really under pressure now with 17 laps to go. Just him fighting the conditions. Same thing for Alex Cooper and Matt Varley. Daniel Lovett P4, Simon Crane P5, again back in front of Martin O'Connor. Oh, nearly touched, he just popped out of the spray then and just missed the rear end of Simon Crane as he was braking for the final turn. Fighting that car under acceleration, trying to get a good run on Simon. He's alongside now, coming down towards turn 1. He's already passed, he doesn't need to push. Simon does have a look back down the inside. But Martin, oh, he's not going to keep that, he's gone too wide. Simon's going to pop down. Oh, he does keep it. Martin O'Connor keeps the throttle down and look, out of turn 2, who gets the best acceleration here? It is Martin O'Connor, and again back now up to P5. But as we saw earlier in the race, he struggles in the wet. Simon's down the inside. Good move, and they don't touch. Great racing from these two.
Simon will have to back out here, yeah, and he has done. Martin O'Connor braked too early there, I think. There's a car behind them, is that? Oh, and Alex Cooper's stuck behind this battle. Simon's letting past.
Yeah, he's gone through. Oh, he almost loses it trying to get back under acceleration. So Martin now is the next to be lapped by Alex Cooper. Does he let him through here? Could do. I can't even see Alex because of the spray. Where is he? Oh yeah, there he is now. Just behind.
And the track wetness has eased off a bit. It was at 100%, but now it's gone back down to 92. So maybe the rain's easing up a bit.
Oh, and Martin again, just like before, gets in front of Simon and loses it again under braking.
Gotta say, that was quite a good slide. Yeah. That was quite good.
That deserves a replay.
Yeah, it does.
Let's go on. Let's watch from this. If you watch his right-hand side of the car, just touches the white line there. Slides around, holds on. That was a very good slide, right? If there's a slide of the day, that goes to Martin O'Connor. Current
slide of the day is Martin O'Connor there.
So again, gives Simon Crane P5. Molyneux's too far back to take advantage of this. Dan Ribbons on his own in P8, Arjan P9, Tommy in P10. Can dropping back a lot now, he must have got damage from that little flip he had earlier in the race. Rob P12, Lee P13 and Max P14. I think Max might have spun or something because he was catching Miller earlier in the race. So 15 laps to go, 22-second lead for Florian. He just needs to like fight the track now, just stay away from the white lines, use the middle of the track. He's got enough time just to back off his pace if he's sensible enough about it.
But one mistake from Florian and Alex will be there.
Yeah.
We know these drivers can both make mistakes, so we have to wait and see what's going to happen.
Indeed. I think we saw, if you remember back to Silverstone last season, Florian had a 40-second lead over myself and he binned it turn 1. So it's never over until we cross that line.
And our first wet race in Brazil last season, Florian binned it under pressure there as well.
Sorry Matt, Varley's off at turn 1. Is Daniel close enough to take advantage? No, he's not. He's quite far back. Varley's just got back on track. But Varley is never one to use the white lines under braking and go straight under.
These drivers are starting to lose concentration. They need to keep going. They've got 15 laps left. This must be a really stressful race for them.
Yeah. It's an endurance now. Daniel Lovett's in the spray of a driver, but he wasn't. Oh, he's lapping someone.
It's Dan Ribbons.
Yeah. So into turn 4 now, 3 sorry, for Daniel Lovett, wobbling the car. He's only 3 seconds behind Matt Varley after that mishap. So is it still alive for Daniel Lovett and his final podium position? Martin O'Connor starting again to close on Simon Crane. Needs to keep on track. Molyneux P7, P8 for Dan Ribbons, looking nice and solid in that Marussia now. P9 for Tommy, P10 for Can, P11 for Rob. Arjan P12, Lee Miller P13. Oh, and Max off in the final turn in P14.
Again,
yeah.
for Max Kane.
Manages to keep it going still, so he's going to live for another day. Where's the nearest and best battle? Let's look at Daniel. Yes, Daniel and Matt Varley. Closest. But Daniel's got, yeah, he's still got the Mauritius in front of him, so that will be a few laps yet before that heats up.
Lee Miller blocking Florian there. That was a very bad move from Lee. Couldn't do anything about it. Maybe should have broke a little bit earlier into that turn to let Florian through.
Quick look down into the hairpin. It was. The Lee goes what? No, he didn't go wide. Yeah, he's just
cut across him. It might have lost the car. I was on board with Florian, so I didn't quite see, but it should have stayed on the right hand side, I think.
Coming into, well, the back straight. Florian is in that spray somewhere, trust me. Coming down into the, oh, the Mercedes is going slow. Oh, that was so slow then from the Mercedes. Florian only at the back of him. You can't hardly see anything in the spray. Mercedes now peels out of the way.
It's Can yield is there.
So 13 laps to go, and Alex has chopped this down to 18 seconds according to mine. Not sure if that's true or not.
Mine says 23. I'll wait till they cross the line to get the official timing.
So out of the last corner now for Alex. Across the line he goes.
Nope, still says 23 for me.
Yeah. Matt Varley, whoa, nice wobble then coming out of the double right hander, and Daniel Lovett is pushing now for this final podium position. He is not giving up. 2.9 seconds now as they come into the hairpin. So that mistake has lightened up Dan's fire. He is pushing now in these closing stages. Simon Crane in P5, solid race from him, Matt.
Yeah, good race from Simon Crane there. He's a lap down, but it doesn't matter. He's kept it on the track and he's kept it ahead of Martin O'Connor. But Martin O'Connor, is he closing in still, or is he settling for 6?
Yeah, he's still closing. Dan Ribbons actually just ran wide there, the same place as Arjan did. Used a bit of AstroTurf, but he sensibly didn't panic and look up his brakes and carried on. Tommy is snaking his car into the same turn. Rob looks like he's backed up. Oh no, he's being lapped, so he's going to let Florian through. Or is that mine? Oh, he's off anyway. Oh, is he going to get in the way?
It's Florian, I think.
Oh, he's spinning.
Lost it. Is it Florian or is it? Yeah, it's Florian.
Yeah, it's Florian. That was heart in the mouth moment there for Florian.
Arjan's off again.
Martin.
No, Arjan, I said sorry. Might Giovanni pit?
I don't know. I'm rewinding now. Just gonna have a quick look.
He's now a lap down on Florian, so maybe he had a massive incident, or he just pitted for some fresh rubber. Or he's off again. Maybe pitting was the wrong decision because the tyres are way too old. Yeah, Varley pitted.
Alright, okay. So Matt Varley pits then. Well, that's cost him quite a lot with 9 laps to go. I don't see the logic in doing it this late. Unless Daniel pits. Varley now coming into last corner. The thing is, also pitting, the tyres ain't up to temperature with this much water, so it's going to be a handful. Simon's still holding 5th from Martin O'Connor as they go through the airpin. Molyneux still P7. Dan Ribbon's back up to P8, who's got a Red Bull behind him trying to be lapped. Is that Alex? Yeah, that's Alex now coming up the last turn. Oh, we got another guy pitting for the forward. Oh, don't go right yet, Dan. Alex is still beside you. You might want to lift off and let him through. There you go. I was actually moaned at by Mauricio Matt after Australia for not giving them any airtime.
Well, they didn't last the race, did they? They didn't last the first lap.
I did say, like, oh, you just took out by your brother, so it wasn't my fault.
Maybe stay on board with him for a little bit and give them the airtime they deserve.
We got a car in the pit. Just before we do that, Tommy, fresh shed of full wets on his car.
Hasn't he just been for full wets?
Oh, and did he just spin? Was that Tommy? Was it? Did he pit a lap before?
Yeah, it was Tommy. I think I'm not sure. It was Varley, wasn't it?
Varley. Yeah, it was Matt Varley. Yeah. Lee Miller still going strong in P12. Arjan's still 13th, even though he's out. Max Kane is out as well, so that makes sense. Florian still. He's not really pushing now. He's just picking his way through these white lines and dangerous curbs. Alex Cooper, good solid effort again from Alex. He had the pace when the rain started to come down, and in the dry, saying that, but the mixed weather has halted his charge. Coming through sector 2 now, Daniel Lovett, so it's going to be a double, hopefully, Red Bull podium as Daniel crosses the line. This is going to be Daniel's first podium for a while, I believe.
Yep, hopefully he can get it to the end. Maybe Varley can challenge, because Varley seems to be getting up to speed now, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. He's only 20 seconds behind Dan Lovett. If he comes across the line now, we'll be able to see how far he's behind still. So yeah, still 20, but he's closing 4/10 that lap, so right. Not quite enough to get to the end for Varley. But he will not catch him at that rate, but you never know what will happen in this.
So we've now got Martin O'Connor within, again, 1 second of Simon Crane. As we come through the final few corners of this lap with 7 laps remaining. I think there's someone in front of Simon there. Oh, he's a bit far in front. So let's stay on board with Simon for a moment. See how this car is handling. I think Simon might be right, so if you let him pass, he might just knock his brakes again. Going into the last corner now. So yeah, getting close between them two. Let's just give someone else a bit of... Oh, Molyneux's off again, going for the double right-hander. He keeps it going. It's a good recovery. Dan Ribbons in P8 in Malaysia. Let's give them a bit of airtime as they wanted. The sponsors happy. Notice Dan Ribbons doesn't fit the helmet yet then. The old OGL.
No, but I like that helmet anyway. It's fine. Designed by yours truly.
So yeah, Dan Ribbons looking quite comfortable in P8. P9 is Rob. They look pretty similar in pace. 10th is, oh, I didn't actually read it, Tom. P11 is Can. And last is Lee Miller. Looked like he just recovered from going off then. Let's look at a replay of Lee going down towards turn 1. And yep, he looks a bit on the curb and goes straight off in turn 1. Just manages to recover it. Just look down the field as we get into the closing stages of this race with slowing Tommy there, just letting a Williams through. Cannon P11, Miller P12, and is the final position on track.
It's a shame. I do agree with you. I think the rain. I thought the rain might add a new element to the race, of people spinning off. But unfortunately, the people at the front are too good, and the people at the back aren't good enough in the wet. So we just had this huge gap.
Yeah.
So maybe the drivers on didn't quite catch the rain. Maybe we'll consider doing a bit more wet testing when it's actually raining on the track.
Yeah, that was my point. Just about to say it. Alex and Florian have done a lot of testing this week. So in both conditions, they're going to be pretty glued to the track. And the cars that have retired, I haven't seen tests much, to be honest. So
I've seen them test, but the rain has only been on the server for the last week or so. And people did their testing a week and a half ago when I don't set the weather.
right.
So it's tough, but I guess that's racing for you. You never know what's going to happen, especially somewhere in Malaysia. We know from real F1 when it rains, it pours. Maybe this wet, maybe F1 would probably have been abandoned, but we're sim racers. We don't care. We're out there, rain, snow, whatever.
We got Matt Varley now on the fresh, full wets. Only now 3 seconds behind Daniel Lovett for the final podium. So this battle's going to be quite hot coming into the last few laps. And let's look across this timing beam. 2 seconds according to mine. So Matt Varley is pushing hard for this place. Simon still 5th. Martin O'Connor 6th. Ronnie just looked like he recovered from a spin. Dan Ribbons P8. Rob Laurie P9, Tom P10, Can P11 and still Lee Miller P12. So the next battle is Daniel Lovett in the Red Bull, trying to make it a double Red Bull podium in Malaysia, but he's got Matt Varley closing very fast, coming out of the last turn now in the Caterham. Still 2 seconds, Matt, as they come down to turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like if Varley keeps this up, he's going to definitely get the position. I just never know how Dan's going to defend those. Hope he's not in these wet conditions. Hope it's not going to be a bump and scrape like we saw last time, which both cars turned in and they bashed wheels, but not too much damage.
We know Dan's not really going to let it go lightly. Those are my previous races.
Yeah, he's a very tough racer, so you never know. One of them might have a mistake though, so you never know what's going to happen. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to occur.
Just looking at Alex Cooper and where the time was lost, obviously when he dropped back at the start. I remember when we was fighting last season and during testing and quali he had such good pace, but on the start he kept dropping back. Do you think he needs to spend like a day or two working on his gear ratios for the start of the race, because it cost him in Australia too?
Yeah, it's weird because Alex has always been a good starter. Like I remember back in the season, go back to season 8 again, when we always talk about the battle between Florian and Alex. He used to always, even if Florian was on pole position, he used to always be P1 into the first corner.
Yeah.
So either this mod's not suiting his starts, or he's doing something wrong. But it just seems odd that Florian's now getting a massive jump, and Dan, he needs to get a leap out of Dan's good.
Yeah.
Because Dan
flew past him at the start.
Yeah, both races he flew past him, so it's odd to see that Alex hasn't done more for his starts.
Oh, Varley, sorry Matt, Varley has passed Daniel Lovett already. Daniel had a bad exit coming out of the penultimate corner, and for the final podium position, Matt Varley is already through. Daniel Lovett dives down the inside, he looks up, and off goes Daniel Lovett into the dog bin, and he just keeps it on. Daniel, I think, just getting a bit carried away there because he knew he made a mistake. Let's get on board with the replay, see what happened to Daniel going into that turn. He got into the turn alright by the looks of it. Yeah, under acceleration he got a big twitch on one and then a second twitch, and he did very well for that actually. But Daniel Lovett just losing the podium place with 2 laps to go, and he's still fighting that car, so those tyres must be gone on that car. Matt Varley did the right thing in pitting for the fresh tyres by the looks of it, and that leaves Daniel Lovett now in P4 in the Red Bull, Martin O'Connor P6, Volume P7, Dan Ribbons P8 as we head into the closing stages, and the final point is Tom Hagen in the Caterham as he loses it. Yeah, he spun it around, he manages to keep it going. He's going over the curve. That's not good from a start, you might get beached. He's alright. Cannon P10, he's off as well. Every time I look at a car they're off now. he's still going, and Lee Miller at P12. I think if I was Lee now, I'd let Florian through so I didn't have to do this last lap.
Maybe Lee doesn't know that Florian's on the last lap.
So then, round 2 in Sepang. Florian Gear exits the last corner to win 2 races in a row and wins in Ferrari. Across the line he goes now.
I don't think he's going to weave this time, just in case he crashes like he almost did in Melbourne.
So there you go, your winner, Florian in the Ferrari. Alex Cooper, another great drive, but not enough to beat the Ferrari driver in P2. Let's watch him coming over the line. Into the corner now he goes. How long was that race, Matt, from Florian? Have you got a total time?
I do not. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's 1 hour 42 minutes.
Not too bad. Alex doesn't even want to go over and wave to his mechanics. I don't think he's happy with that one. But still a solid P2 for Alex Cooper, and there's consistency about a championship, Matt. It's not a sprint.
Especially with the new point system, you're going to get 15 points for winning, 12 for second, so the gap now will only be 6 points between Florian and Alex. 1 mistake, 1 retirement, and that will probably switch around, so interesting to see what will happen in Bahrain.
Indeed. Matt Varley, so a big call switching to the full wets. We all thought it was the wrong one, but he caught and passed Daniel Lovett, who was struggling on the warm wets, and he's now in the mid-sector of the lap, just waiting for him to finish. Oh, he's snaking around that car.
I think he's finished, isn't he? I think he was a lap behind Florian. Yes, he's finished.
Has he? Oh,
yeah, he's finished.
Well, yeah, I'll go to someone else then. Daniel Lovett,
Heat 10 just going across the line now. Tommy Hagen, Can Yield is left, and Lee Miller last, who didn't let Florian overtake him at the end, so he had to do a whole nother lap.
So that's just about it from us in Sepang. Remember, you can sign up to the league at OGLSimRacing, and you'll have to register to be able to log into the drivers area and the forum section. So yeah, Florian Gear takes another win in the Ferrari, making it 2 in a row, with Alex Cooper second and Matt Varley third. We'll be with you in 2 weeks' time at the Bahrain Grand Prix. So until then, we'll see you soon.